Hello everyone. Hopefully I can make this as short and sweet as possible. For this case study, I decided to look at New Bedford public school system as a whole. I know I said I wanted to look into the retention rates at the high school. Unfortunately, that became too narrow of a subject to pursue. Therefore, I went this route instead. As you know, education is of the utmost importance. It's one of those things that families consider before they move into a school district. They want to look at the schools, see how they're doing, and more often than not, it's the make it or break it factor of whether they will reside there. Anyway, most schools are ranked by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. This ranking system is a 5-point scale in which indicates the performance of the school. One being the highest performing school and 5 being the lowest. Unfortunately, the overall rank of New Bedford Public School System is a 4. Don't get me wrong, there are a couple 2s and 1s in there, but they're mainly 3s and 4s, and at least 2 level 5 ranking schools in the district. And those would be Parker Elementary and New Bedford High School. I also took a look at Hayden McFadden, which is the one number 4 that I found, just to have a broader base. So this all began in the year 2011, and that's when the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education decided that they needed to step in. Now what that means is, for a level 4 school, they come in and they work side by side with the administration to develop, and the administration still has some autonomy. At level 5, autonomy's gone. Kind of like whatever the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education says goes. So, in the end, they developed what has been deemed a turnaround plan. It's a 3-step plan that began in 2011 and has been in the works since then. Step 1 of that turnaround plan was just, focus on data collection and setting the groundwork for the other steps to come. Data collection, they put together teams to look at testing, benchmarking, just so they would be organized in a sense and they'd have something to look at so they could track their progress. Step 2 in the turnaround plan, they really wanted to work on enhancing the structures and systems of the school, whether that meant replacing leadership, improving the school itself. It all depended on what school there was, which school it was, and what they needed at that time. And lastly, it was the implementation of the core curriculum. They wanted to have a very prominent focus on the core subjects, math, science, and literacy, which is understandable as those are what most of our standardized tests today are based off of. Unfortunately, just because a turnaround plan has been enacted doesn't mean that there isn't still steps to be done. According to further research, and quite frankly my own opinions, administration has to make schools more desirable for everyone involved. They need to be able to attract high quality teachers, which can get those grades up, which can improve testing scores and therefore improve the rank of the school. I know it's kind of contrary to what we would like to happen, but with testing but as long as that's how schools are ranked, this is kind of how it has to be. Also, they have to maintain a focus. If the administration goes in with all these plans and per se doesn't set the groundwork, everything else is going to fall through. For instance, they might want to institute Saturday morning tutoring sessions for at-risk students. Well, yeah, that's a great idea, but unless it happens, it's really not going to help you in the long run. They also need to maintain an open line of communication between, the higher-ups, the superintendent, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, or whatever department they are working under, as it would change for the high school. And that just makes it easier to get things done, quite frankly. If you think about it in terms of Lipsky's street-level bureaucracy theory, schools are literally a first-level social service agency, more often than not, because teachers spend so much time with their students. They're the ones who are going to notice a change in that student, whether it be physical, mental, or otherwise. Therefore, if the school itself cannot maintain focus to run properly, how are they going to be able to help these at-risk students and alert DCFS or any other relevant parties? All in all, turnarounds aren't exactly as easy as they look because you don't get this instantaneous result. For example, we don't know yet if the New Bedford Public School System's turnaround has actually worked. Although, on the plus side, New Bedford Public High School has steadily increased their graduation rate from 4 years ago in 2011. It usually takes about 2 years post-turnover for anyone involved to actually know the result. Well, thank you. That's it.